Well, in South Africa, we're just now getting into the market, and we're investing to have a plant that will produce 2.2 million metric tons. The way forward is that, we have a Pan-African strategy of which we are now trying to at least invest here in South Africa. We've been at it for the last 2 years. And going forward, definitely I think we'll increase our market share. This is not the only plant that we are going to build. We'll announce more in the future.
Okay. Now, in terms of the market share in South Africa, what are you targeting, and how much more are we likely to see in terms of investment here?
Well, going forward, I'm sure we will target the maximum market share possible. I mean, it's not really good for me to lay my cards on the table right now.
Sure.
But, I mean, we'll target a real sizable, percentage of the market.
Which means taking on the biggest cement producer in South Africa at the moment, Pretoria Portland Cement. What kind of a strategy do you have to deal with that?
Well, we have the financial power to do so, and we'll look at doing so when the time, is ripe to do so.
Yeah, I suppose once you're in South Africa, you have to look at the region as well, Southern Africa. Now, we do know there's a lot of rebuilding going on in Southern Africa. We talk Angola, we talk Zimbabwe rebuilding, we're talking Mozambique rebuilding. Is there a plan to get into those markets in the future?
Well, yes, it depends on where we have the opportunity of investing. But right now, we are already going to invest in Zambia. We're going to invest in Tanzania, in Congo, Brazzaville, Ethiopia, and Senegal. But this area, we are going to invest in almost about 4 countries, and we'll finish our investment by 2013, of which Sepaku will come first at about 2012.
Okay. And how much are you looking to spend in all those regions?
Well, we have a total project cost of about 1.7 billion dollars. And that's what we are going to spend, because we are doing them in phases. The first one is actually to increase our capacity in Nigeria from 8 million tons to 20 million, of which we have already done so. I mean, by the next 6 months, we'll add about 6 million tons into the Nigerian market. By third quarter of 2011, we'll be at 20 billion metric tons in Nigeria.
What's the plan? What's the overall Africa plan?
Well, the overall African plan for now, what we have is that by the year 2015 in Africa, we'll have 46 million metric tons in terms of capacity, which will make us the biggest cement producer in Africa. We are just talking about sub-Saharan Africa. We have not really talked about going to North Africa yet. But as we have the opportunity, we will take those opportunities up.
Yeah, that's a serious ramp up of capacity, if I may say so. I mean, how much would you be spending in that whole process, in total?
Well, in the whole process, I think we're going to spend, now we've spent already the money in terms of building up to 20 million metric tons. Going forward, I think we have something under $2 billion to spend.
Okay, that's across the rest of the continent?
Yes.
And over what
in sub-Saharan
Africa?
Yeah, in sub-Saharan Africa, because that's really our main market.
Okay, and over what length of time are we talking about here?
We're talking about, we'll get to 46 million tons by 2015. That's the latest, 2015, and we'll achieve that.
Sure, and North Africa?
Well, North Africa, we're still looking at opportunities. Anytime when they come up, we'll take those opportunities. And that's why when you look at it, really, looking at our main cement company, which is Dangote Cement, at the moment, really, we're debt-free. We don't owe any bank any money. So going forward, obviously, we have capacity to leverage on what we have.
Yeah. Now, tomorrow we'll see the listing of Dangote Cement, the biggest listing, I think, in the Nigerian Stock Exchange. You're adding almost 30% of market capitalization.
That's
Now, some people are saying your valuations are rather aggressive. What would you say to those people who have those bit of concerns ahead of the listing?
Well, you see, yes, people can say that, yes, the valuation is a little bit aggressive, but, they need to look at what we have on the table. Going forward, when you look at what we are going to have, this financial, our projection is that we're going to have about 116 billion naira, profit after tax. And then the following year, we're having about 255 billion, which is roughly about $1.8 billion, because right now what we have is just about 8 million metric tons. Right. Next year, we're going to have 20 million metric tons. And if you look at it, the plant in Igbeshi, which is not far away from Lagos, right, is replacing imports of about 4 million tons already. So we'll meet up with those imports. You know, yes, it's a bit aggressive, but we'll meet those targets.
Yeah. Now, in terms of that very aggressive growth plan, what does that say about the outlook for the Nigerian construction and building industry?
Well, the outlook...
What kind of an outlook do you have?
Is great. You know, going forward, we believe that the Nigerian market will continue to grow. If you look at the last 4 or 5 years, the growth in terms of cement demand has been going up for about 15%. But even at 10% is good enough. But you see, going forward, you have to look at, okay, fine, what do we have? In Nigeria, we have 18 million deficit in houses. Right. And then, you know, we have a lot of government projects, we have a lot of private sector, you know, projects, especially now that the government, they have started doing this PPP in right, terms of road, concession of high roads, sure, which we believe is cheaper to do roads out of concrete than to do them out of asphalt. Yeah. So I believe a lot of things will change. But we're not even taking those into our consideration. So if they come, that is a bonus.